At this Congress, we actually know a lot of each other, and we've got 68 Ranger associations currently in the IRF, but it's probably likely within maybe 12 months we're going to have over 100 Ranger associations. And all the new Ranger associations or potential ones I speak to, I say you've got to be part of the Ranger family. It is a family, and I mean that was my experience back in 2003 when I went to the International Ranger Congress at Wilson's Prom, and I got an idea to make a film, just a film, and I didn't know what it was going to do. But that started ultimately the foundation. And when I sent emails to Rangers from that Congress around the world and said, hey, I've got an idea, I want to make a film about what we do and about the passion and the stories and the inspiration of the Rangers around the world, every Ranger I emailed from that Congress said, yeah, come man, we'll put you up at our house, we'll pick you up at the airport. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe how I was taken into these houses. And still for me, personally, it's actually one of the greatest experiences I've ever had, was actually experiencing that camaraderie between my colleagues around the world and realising we had the shared passion for, even though the language would differ and the circumstances might differ, but we had that shared camaraderie. And that's a really, really important thing for Rangers around the world. For me, to look at the panel and see all these amazing people, and to look at the audience, many of who I know too, I actually know a lot of the great work you actually do in the field. I'm really honoured and proud to be the president of the International Ranger Federation and represent Rangers, and also to run the Thin Green Line, which actually gives active support to Rangers. But I really want to say that the light really deserves to be shone on you, the Rangers that are here. They're actually doing the work on the front line. So right now, how about a big round of applause for all the Rangers just doing that work on the front line. And it's you, those inspirational Rangers, that have allowed us to attract, in the last few years, some very high-profile support. People like Prince William, who did the World Ranger Day address for us. His father, Prince Charles, who's actually connected us to the Clinton Global Initiative. The Clintons themselves, the future president possibly of the United States, but I won't say that because that could be political. But we're having, and Leonardo DiCaprio, Jane Goodall. We now have some of the world's most prominent people, whether they be political, whether they be just people of note, actually acknowledging and actively supporting the work of Rangers around the world. And I think that is an ode to all the Rangers out there doing the work on the front line, because it's your story, the Rangers' story on the front line, that really inspires them to get involved. So you should be proud of that, and you should acknowledge that the world is starting to really increasingly acknowledge your work at the front line. So once again, thank you to all of you. Also, I want to acknowledge the sacrifices of the families of Rangers. Many families go without seeing their partners for weeks, months, sometimes years. And sometimes they lose their partners in the line of duty. And many of you here already know the stats that we currently have. Over 1,000 Rangers we know of killed in the last 10 years. It's a really important part of the work we do as a colleague, as comrades, as a family of Rangers, is support the widows and orphans of our brothers and sisters around the world when something goes wrong. We have each other's backs. And I suppose with that, I would just like to say, we've got each other's backs, we've got more increasing support around the world. Our next step is to make sure we get the support to the ground, to support Rangers in all their capacities, to look after nature, because the reality is, if we look after the people that look after nature, we're going to look after so much more than single species. We look after communities, we look after neighbourhoods, and we actually look after whole ecosystems. So I'll finish with saying, let's protect the protectors, let's keep going, and be proud of being a Ranger. You should be. It's one of the most honourable jobs I can imagine, and I'm very proud to stand here today representing you, so thank you very much.